Hello, I'm Sean Richards of Not a Yes Man's Economics. Today, the subject I want to analyse is something that's been, how can one put it, almost a bit of abeyance in the credit crunch era. What I mean by that is it's a response to problems of these times, but it hasn't yet been deployed, not in full force anyway. What do I mean? This is highlighted by the picture, which for those of you that follow such things, it's actually some of the Royal Air Force helicopters going over London yesterday. And what this is illustrating is a concept of helicopter money. This was first put out, I think back in the day, by Milton Friedman. And in its simplest form, actually, the helicopter picture just show. I'll tell you for why. On social media, sometimes in a light-hearted fashion, I suggest when helicopters are going over Battersea Park, that will be a literal helicopter money flight. What do I mean by that? Exactly as you might think, that they would tip bales of money out of their sort of windows, or probably more realistically doors, and this would be collected by people below. In a simple form, how would that work in the economy? Well, because it's a windfall, the idea that people are rational will think, hang on a minute, I'd better spend this. So it would be one of the quickest ways of getting money in the economy. Now, in a literal sense, that'd be how long it would take for the 20 or 50 pound notes to float to the ground and then be collected, but you get the idea. I suppose in a way also there'd be an element of fear in that, people thinking it might be taken back, so they'd better spend it before something happens. But however you look at it, then there's a clear route, at least in theory for economics. People will get the money, it's a windfall, this is the crucial point, so they think, oh okay, what can I go and spend this on? So the initial impact would be on something like retail sales, that will pick up and feed through into the consumption numbers and then boost the economy. The boost to the economy from the actual extra spending here is the clear point of this, because one of the things about helicopter money is it's supposed to be deployed in an emergency. It's a sort of move of last resort, if you like. Why might it be deployed? Well, because we've seen so many measures so far that really haven't worked. Because if they had, how are we here again with worries about economies slowing down? The first move, and the first wave, if you like, was the cuts in interest rates we saw around the world. That's carried on, gone into negative interest rates. As of my count, and I count this as carefully as I can, there have been 742 cuts in the credit crunch era now. Then we had QE, quantitative easing, bond buying, to get bond yields lower, see if that would work. Well, again, we're here, aren't we? So there's been quite a lot of moves. There's now talk of fiscal policy, and helicopter money is a sort of merging of fiscal and monetary policy, where you actually just directly give people the money and hope that they spend it. So it is the sort of last resort, as I said before. Why am I discussing it? Well, there's been an interesting move this week where we've seen several places look at deploying it. For example, Singapore looks as though it's just about to literally just give people money. There are hints of this from Hong Kong too. Now, in the modern era, the sort of Milton Friedman concept from the 60s, the idea of throwing money out of a helicopter, is probably a bit behind the times. You'll find the money goes ka-ching into your bank account by a transfer. But the principle's the same. But beneath all that and the possible economic impact, the fact is that it's another emergency measure. When will we escape all these? Thank you.